Hi guys, how you doing? Uncle Bob here once again with another video, and today, sorry, I thought the camera went off then. Uncle Bob here once again with another video, and today is episode 14, I believe it is, in the horror hangouts with Uncle Bob. So episode 14, I think it is. Yeah, I think it is 14. Episode 14 of Horror Hangouts with Uncle Bob, and in this episode, we're going to be looking at the next four Halloween films in obviously the Halloween franchise. So, yeah, that's what we're going to be looking at next. So, guys, um, yeah, so we're moving on from Halloween 5 and going on to Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. So, yeah. Uh, you could maybe say that this is in some ways similar to the previous one, where it's quite good, but maybe not as good as the first two. Maybe probably not as good as the fifth. Myers, I think, looks quite good in this, and I think the mask looks reasonably good. So I don't think there's any issues there. Pace of it, I think it might be too quick in some places where there's some kills. I think some of it's all right, but I think sometimes some of the kills come too quick for my liking. I think the general pace of it is, again, a bit too quick sometimes. For example, Myers might be in one place and then, like, literally 10 seconds later, he's in somewhere else, and it seems like, he's jumping from place to place, and it just seems a bit too quick. I mean, for me personally, pacing and everything needs to be pretty good in the movies. I think, yeah, this is a bit too rushed in places. I think some of the kills are, the actual general kills, I think, are quite good. There's a few decent kills in this, which I think are pretty reasonably good. Yeah, as I said, Myers looks pretty good. General pace is a bit too quick. Kills good. The storyline is a bit weak. It's alright, but it's a bit weak. I think the fifth one is probably better. Although this I think this starts off quite well. Then it's a bit up and down in the middle and doesn't seem very exciting. Then it sort of gets a bit better, and then it sort of gets quite good towards the end, I think. So I think overall, yeah, I think there's a few issues with the pacing and a few other things, maybe just a bit weak in places. But other than that, I think it's alright. Probably not as good as the fifth, and certainly, I'd say alright, not as good as the fifth, and certainly not good as the first couple. And then we go on to H2O, which is 20 years later from the original 78. H2O 20 years later. And for me, this is, yeah, it's one of the ones that's sort of all right. I say this is one of these ones that's all right to watch on a Saturday night. Especially during Halloween. This is perfect blockbuster Halloween film to watch on a Saturday night, and I always do watch it. I actually do watch. I actually do watch this every year on a Saturday. When I'm watching Halloween films, I always make sure I watch this one on a Saturday because it's just, to me, it's just a Saturday horror Halloween film. And yeah, I think it has got a few issues that I think people are aware of. One being Myers again. sort of like how he is in 4, a bit too body maybe a bit too skinny. Maybe he does not look as big built as I think he should be. Maybe the mask is not that great. I think the kills. I think some of the kills fairly okay. I think there's an issue where there's a period where there's not many people getting killed. I think they actually because I ended up watching this twice again. I don't usually watch. I usually watch them all once a year, but this one I fancy watching it twice this year. So I recently watched it again, and I was thinking to myself, actually, there's not enough kills in this. I think there should have been a lot more kills. There seems to be an issue where sort of there's a scene where he kills the woman who's from the '78 movie. He ends up killing her, and then there's sort of I don't think he kills anyone for quite a while. And I think it's only really towards sort of because you see Myers popping up sort of all over the place, and he just keeps appearing. But then there's not sort of any kills, and I think there should have been maybe he should have killed a few of the college students maybe along the way, and just a few more extra kills in there. I feel it's a bit short on kills if I'm being honest. And I just thought to myself, because when I was watching these or other people are, I think we discuss about these films, and we say about them, and then I was thinking, you know what? Not only is I know the issues that we know about the mask and this not being maybe as good as the others, but I think I'm not sure if anyone else has mentioned this, but as I said, I don't think there's enough kills in it. To be honest, is another issue. But I think, so Myers doesn't look great. In general, maybe the acting is not good, and some other issues with it just not being that good, and not enough kills. But I think on the positives, it's still quite fun, and I said it's just it is a really good film to watch on a Saturday, blockbuster type film, and it does give you a really good fun element to watching it on a Saturday during Halloween. It's really fun, and there's a few good scenes in there that I do quite like, and it's just pretty good. In a sense, fun. I think it's got a lot of fun factor to it. And then we go to Resurrection, which is about 4 years after the events of H2O. It continues from the events of H2O. Myers had seemingly been killed, but it turned out that it wasn't him that got killed. When Laurie cut Myers' head off, it turned out not to be Myers, and so they continued the story where it was a paramedic got his head cut off and Myers escaped, and then Myers has come back years later after Laurie is in like a mental hospital, and then he comes looking for her. So it's continuing from the events of H2O, and actually quite like it's like H2O in many ways. Because it's again one of them that feel good, and again like H2O, I watched this twice, and I watched it on a Saturday because I think it's again a really good, fun horror film to watch on a Saturday. This just to me just is that a horror film that needs to be watched on a Saturday. And I think it's just a fun, enjoyable film to watch on a Saturday. Well, I mean, people might say, I'm crazy, but I mean, I am crazy. I know that. But I just watch this every year on a Saturday because I just think it's just like one of those cool horror films that you just watch on a Saturday. And but in terms of the actual film, it's quite bad. Despite it being fun and enjoyable, it's quite bad. Myers looks pretty terrible. The mask looks really awful. I think it probably looks worse in this than it does in H2O. Yeah, the mask is pretty bad in this. And he looks quite skinny. Again, doesn't look massive built. It just looks too skinny. The kills. I think the kills are actually alright in this, actually. I think some of the kills are pretty good, actually. Don't even have any issue with the kills. There's some quite good kills in this, actually. So no issue with it. No issue with the kills, actually. I think the kills are alright. I think it's got that fun factor, so it's not boring in any way. But I think the issues are that maybe, I mean, the storyline is quite weak, but the idea was there. But yeah, it's probably mainly just not as good as the previous ones. The acting, mate, is probably not great, bit lousy. Yeah, I don't think the acting's great. Pacing, I think the pacing's actually alright in this, actually, to be honest. I don't think there's anything that's sort of rushed. Maybe at the beginning, maybe a few of the kills, maybe rushed. But I think generally once it gets into it, I think the pacing's quite good. And I like a lot of the scenes in it. As I said, when I said about this, like being a Saturday night horror, I like a lot of the scenes that just give me that, fun, enjoyable factor of just watching it on a Saturday night. Yeah, we can just enjoy a lot of the scenes, and yeah, it just seems like just one of those ones that you could just relax and watch on a Saturday night and just, grab some snacks and just, watch it on a Saturday night and just enjoy it. And it's got that fun factor about it. Yeah, so maybe the storyline, acting a bit lousy, Maya's not looking too good, but Kill's pretty good. Pacing, yeah, alright. And yeah, it's alright. But a few bad things. And then we go on to Rob Zombie's one, which is the next one. We come on to his, which now I am not a fan of these, I'm afraid. Yeah, I mean, I was excited when there was a new Halloween film that we're doing, but yeah, I just don't like them. And yeah, to be honest, whenever I watch them, I either just go on my phone or fall asleep. Yeah, because I just, as much as I like Myers, I just don't like these ones at all. In particular, this one. I mean, I think, to be honest, I think Myers actually looks alright, and I think the mask looks alright. I think the kills are pretty good, maybe a bit over the top, but I think mainly they're alright. Myers looks alright, and the fact it is another Halloween with Myers in, big positives. But I think the main issues with this is really the time is way too long for a horror film. Like over an hour, 40 minutes is just way too long. It needed to be around like at least 1:30. Like if you're going 150 for a horror film, way too long. I think Scream films right if you're going like 145, 1 hour and 45 minutes, 1 hour and 50. I think that's right. I think the Scream, I think they work those times out quite well on those. But for this, I think, yeah, there's so much that I don't like about it. So at the time, the story, but Myers killing his sister and other family members, and then it just building, having such a slow build up with Myers when he's young, getting put in prison or juvenile, whatever it is, and then you sort of see him, going through that and being in prison and then sort of getting older. I just think it's just you didn't need to go for all that. You just need to go through, because in 78 they just go back to when he killed his sister, and then obviously it's about 16 years or whatever later. And I think in this, yeah, it's too long of a slow build up, and I didn't really want to know all that. And yeah, I just didn't like that at all. The acting, I think, is quite bad, to be honest. Yeah, I think the acting is pretty terrible. I don't think the cast is that great. Story, I said I don't like the beginning. Middle's alright. I think the ending it starts to get slightly better, but then the last end sequence I didn't like at all. I completely hate that. And yeah, I just generally hate this. uh, sorry. Yeah, I just don't have any love at all for this. At least to say better. So, guys, that's going to be it for the next 4 Halloween films in the Halloween franchise. So, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos, and I'll see you guys on the next episode of Hangouts with Uncle Bob. Take care, bye for now. See you soon.